Welcome back to the OREI's YouTube channel. My name is Roberto George and I hope you are doing fine. And probably you are looking for a solution that will allow you to have the exact same content from one streamer device on two different locations. And as usual, this solution is really simple. We just need to connect one of these units near our local TV and connect to our streamer device, which in this particular case, I'm using an Android TV box that I've got here, and then connect the second unit, which is the receiver, near the second TV, where I want to watch the exact same content that I'm watching here. Now the video and audio will be played on both locations, and I can also use the remote control either here or on my remote location, which will allow me to control the system on both locations. And it's easy as this. We could end the video here, but let's take a closer look on how all this works. And now with a simple setup for the wireless HDMI extender, which I'm recording here, and I'm also recording on a secondary TV right over there so that we can check it out, and we will go there in just a few moments. Now here I do have an Android set-top box, and I do have the infrared blaster right over here, which, as we will see, when I go to the secondary location, I will be able to use this remote and it will transmit through the HDMI extender, and then it will send to my set-top box. So if I move my remote right over here, I'm controlling this box and I'm watching on this TV, because we don't lose the ability to output the HDMI to the TV that we have locally. We will just add a secondary location, which is awesome. So everything that I change here, we will be able to see that I'm also changing on the remote location up to 50 meters. Here we are with an area of 40 square meters on this office and 40 square meters on the other area that you have seen as well. So we have about 80 square meters and we are totally fine. So if I select a video here and I play it, I will have the exact same content, a clone, whatever you want to call it, on this location and also on the remote location. And this is great if I want to have one single setup box or a more expensive setup and I don't want to purchase a second setup and I just want to clone the image and the content that I'm having. Now the limitation will be exactly the same. Everything that we will see here, we will also be seeing there. So if we have two persons watching content, one here and the other one there, we have to agree on the content that we are watching, and that's the only limitation that I found. But as we can see right over here, it's really easy as this. Just plug and play. And then the units also have these three lights which will indicate if it has power on, if it has the Wi-Fi signal and if it's connected, and then finally if it has the HDMI signal and if it's connected. Now that being said, let's go to the other location. Here we are at the end of the secondary location, so a total of 80 square meters, and as we can see we have full resolution 1080 up to 60 Hertz, which is awesome. Now I do have the receiver connected here with the infrared receiver as well, so this means that anything that I change here on this remote control, which is an infrared remote control, will be transmitted from here to the setup box, which is in the other location, everything wirelessly, which is really cool. So I can control everything that I want to see here, and this is great. If I want to change from one location and go to the other location and continue watching the content that I was watching, then this is the perfect solution. Now let's do an experiment here. I will power it off completely, and we have no lights here, and let's power on. So we have the first light, which is power on, and we have no signal at this moment. Now we have signal, it's blinking, searching for IP caller TX, which is the other unit, and as soon as it finds it, it will show us here a static green light, which is already, and then immediately the HDMI signal as well. So if I do disconnect the HDMI signal from the other side, we will see this one here going out, which is a good indicator as well, so that we can troubleshoot if anything is wrong. The kit comes with the transmitter and receiver with the antennas that I already screwed in, the user manual, a IR blaster and an IR receiver so that we can connect to each of the units, two power adapters, and the mounting gears and screws just in case we want to mount them on a rack. So in this case, I will be connecting an HDMI cable that would go out to my TV, but let's put in the HDMI input right over here, and I'm using a small cable, so this is actually cool for this setup right over here. Now, the only thing that I need to do is to grab one HDMI cable cable and put where it says HDMI out, and this will connect to my local TV. So I will be using the TV that I was using only with the set-top box, but right now with the wireless extender, in this case the transmitter. So I will be able to watch TV right over here, but at the same time it will transmit over Wi-Fi to this unit. Now on this unit, besides plugging into the power and the infrared receiver or transmitter, I just need to connect my HDMI cable, which in this particular case it's a really small HDMI cable just for this example, but I just need to connect this HDMI cable to my TV. So this TV right over here will have everything that this TV right over here also has. So it's easy, as we just have seen. We just need to connect one unit here locally to our streaming device, and then the second unit on our remote location up to 50 meters, so that we can enjoy the content in two different ways without having cables anywhere on our house or on our commercial spot. And in this example I was using an Android TV box, which is not that expensive, but if you have a really expensive setup, then this will be the best choice, so that I don't need to purchase two streaming devices. I just need to purchase the transmitter and receiver, and that will be it. Hopefully this video was helpful to solve one of your issues right over there on your setup, and if it was, don't forget that usual thumbs up right over there, which is really appreciated on this side of the screen. My name is Roberto George, and as always, I'll see you on the next one.